us that have good relationship with our moms.
Hey y'all, check in with me. Now listen, let me add to that post. Okay, you can go back and watch that post on your own time. But let me add to that post simply because um, dually, because I am a PK and I'm somebody's child. The lines of that get crossed at times. But I want to just bring this to the table because I'm sure I'm not the only person that has dealt with this. But let me get it out. Right. So we know it's Mother's Day was this month, okay? And so at my church, we don't just celebrate it like the one day. We celebrate Mommy's Month. So we take care, we give out awards. Each Sunday it's something we're doing nice for different moms, okay? So to make sure everybody like get love throughout the month type situation. Okay, now with that being said, as a child, as a child, uh, I I paid my mother's mortgage and her spring taxes for Mother's Day. That was my gift to her. Now, before you be like, girl, I'm only I'm only okay to tell y'all because she already posted it on her social media. So this is not me like bragging, okay? She was already like, let me tell y'all what my daughter did. That listen, cause I was like, ma'am, the people don't need to know, man. People don't need to know. But God checked me. Let me tell y'all, God checked me because simply this. Who am I? Who am I to feel some kind of way about the gift that God gave me? How am I going to feel some kind of way about what God allowed me to be able to do? Because there are people out here that want to be able to do those kind of things and can't. And there are people out here that can and won't. Now, because I strive, I'm not perfect, so I strive at trying to be obedient in the best of my capacity of obedience that I believe I operate in knowingly, right? Because sometimes we're disobedient, and I don't want to say it like it's an excuse, but sometimes we don't realize that like we really messed up until like I messed that up. That's crazy, right? But okay, so with knowing this and knowing, I have started to feel like some kind of way because what am I feeling shamed for? Why am I in a place of feeling shamed for being one, a blessing? Yeah, it's my mother, but it was still a blessing because I don't know. I can assume the level of relief I gave her, but I don't know at the end of the day because I don't live with her, right? So it's like I can't feel shame for things that I have the ability to do. And God really had like to bop me upside the head about it because it was like, first of all, you only have the money that you have because I allow you to have it. And I believe sometimes we forget the basics. Like we forget the basics of the ability. Like we really forget the basic rule of the ability. You only have the ability because God has allowed you to have, i.e. me, to have the ability to do. I know people right now to go into my point of that are 6-figure households, okay? They and their spouse together make 6 figures in their household and their bank account stay in the negative. Somewhere in that equation, principle is not applied nor is it adhered to. At some point in that equation, we're missing the variable that gets us X, but we still saying Y. Okay, so with that being said, I had to get bopped upside the head because, like, no, you cannot feel negative. You cannot feel shame. God, first of all, God is not a shameful God. So how could you feel shamed about doing anything when God is not a shameful God? How can you feel like, oh, people are going to judge me? Well, people are going to do that regardless because people judge Jesus with no need or no evidence to judge him, and walking a lifestyle of Christ-like, then you're going to get judged based off what people assume anyway when they don't know you. So I'm saying that to you to say it to myself. God made that clear to me. Let me say, like, in a bigger understanding of, when you elevate, it's only gonna get a little harder. And the obedience is going to get bigger, tougher. The sacrifice is going to be greater. Nobody know the level of sacrifice I gave for that. However, everybody already assumes what they assume about me anyway. So what difference would it have made? The only difference would have been what I did. Rather, I was obedient in my heart. So, I don't know who needed to be encouraged that, but don't be ashamed about your gifts. Whether it's the gift of administration, whether it's the gift of influence, whether it's the gift of finances, whether it's the gift of dance, whether it's the gift of worship, like whatever your gift is, don't be ashamed of your gift, because you don't know who benefits from that gift, because it's not even like your gift, it's a kingdom gift. But because God allows us to dwell in his gift, come on now, you can't be ashamed of that. You gotta not be prideful and not be cocky, right? Be humble. Like, I'm very humble. I'm a very humble person. You know what I mean? Like, if you told me you needed something, I promise you I'm gonna pray about it first, because I believe that, like, I have to have a continuous growth of my discernment, because people bills be due at like the craziest times, and like that got to do with me. And then there are some people that I be like, you know what, the Lord told me to help you, and people don't believe that, like, God will still speak to you, and he will. I'm telling y'all, I had a lady, I never met her a day in my life. I just was so happened to go to McDonald's one day. Side note, this is another story to my point. And I never really go into McDonald's no more, y'all, because I retired from McDonald's. So every now and again, I be like, I don't really go in, because I be feeling like I need to go behind the counter. But anyway, I end up going in this particular day, right? And I got out, and the Lord literally was like to me, that lady need gas money. It was the car right next to my truck. And I was like, what? And God was like, she needs gas money. And I'm telling myself, because I'm at McDonald's, she need food money. And I'm tell y'all, God literally said to me, do both. And I was like, what? Because first of all, that's what I get for talking back to God. Okay. Needless to say, learn your lessons. Okay. Don't talk back to God. Just do what he said the first time. And so I got myself together. I watched the lady make a phone call. I watched her get off her phone call. I was like, hey, excuse me, I just want to be a blessing to you. And she literally was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, no, seriously, like, I was like, the Lord has told me, like, you need gas. And I was like, and I want to, like, give you lunch. And then she just, like, burst out into tears and was like, I promise you, I just sat here and prayed and told God, like, I needed gas money. And y'all, like, for real, it's the fact that we are given the ability to operate in these gifts, and we cannot be ashamed of the gift. We cannot be ashamed of our ability to operate in these gifts. That's all. That's the message for today. Okay, listen, y'all. Listen, Progress of a Widow. As you can see, I'm in my office. Get some office work done before I hit the road. But, oh yeah, hair day tomorrow. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Because you know what time it is. Y'all know better. You know you ain't going to see this all day. Progress of a Widow. The transformation of a widow.